Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we're back with another Boston Celtics video. Today, we are talking about Jayson Tatum. Tatum, obviously, in the playoffs against the Knicks, tore or ruptured, I should say, his Achilles. However, Steve Bulpett of Heavy.com, long time on the Celtics beat, formerly of the Boston Herald, talked to some people at Chris Paul's CP3 Elite Camp in Vegas. Tatum was with Emile Jefferson, and apparently, Tatum is moving pretty well for a guy who ruptured his Achilles not long ago. A scout told Bulpett he was moving really well. There might have been a slight limp or something, but the surprising thing to me is he didn't have a boot for any of it. He said, I'm no doctor, but I've seen guys coming back from Achilles tears, and he looked way ahead. I was kind of shocked to see how well he was moving. I have no idea for what any of this means. For when he can come back, I'm sure him and the Celtics medical people have their program set up, and they'll make sure he's where he needs to be when he does get back, but he looks great right now. Of course, he didn't do any running or even jogging, but he was in great shape, and he had no trouble doing his part at the camp. So it sounds like Tatum's doing pretty well. At the very least, he didn't have to have a boot walking around. I don't know. This means he's going to be back a lot sooner. I have to imagine the Celtics are still going to be as cautious as possible with this because you don't want to risk any further injury. However, at the very least, it does sound like recovery is going pretty well for Tatum.
Yeah, it's going as well as it could go. I mean, we've seen all of the pictures and videos of him in the gym working as hard as he can to get back. I don't think that was ever going to be a question with him. Like, this is the guy that refused, literally going into the playoffs this year. The whole thing was like, is this guy going to sit out any games? I'm sick of seeing him play every single night. They've already locked up the 2 seed. They can't go up or down. They need to just rest him, which, by the way, I'm not trying to say factored into this or didn't factor into this. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. We don't really know. That's not the point. The point is, that guy wants to be on the floor more than probably 90% of the NBA, if not all of them. Who knows? It would be unfair to say everybody because there are other freaks that just want to be out there no matter what, just like him. He's going to bust his ass to get back out there. And it's good to hear that the updates are positive. Like, he's progressing well. He looks healthy. He's able to go out and do the Chris Paul camp in Las Vegas and participate and be there instead of having to, like, be away. Like, he was doing charity event. He did, like, his own camps, too, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in St. Louis. And he was in Tennessee working out for Kemba's wedding. He was at Chattanooga, and Adam Himmelsbach did the article about all the Chattanooga players being pumped to see Tatum just in their weight room working out. So he hasn't taken any days off. Here's where we have to, like, come back down to earth. This doesn't mean he's playing on October 20-something whenever they open up. He's probably not going to play this season still. We've found our new Gordon Hayward. Like, remember how when Gordon Hayward got hurt, everyone was like, whoa, maybe he'll be back for the playoffs. And then, like, the season would go on. Danny Ainge would go on the radio every week. He'd be like, nah, we don't really know. And then you'd see the videos of him running where he was running and getting his feet in the circles exactly to try and train his body again, doing the rehab process. He'd be running on the water treadmill. Like, we're going to get all those videos for Tatum, too. But just look at the Celtics. Like, if you were the Celtics, if you were Jayson Tatum, both parties, is this the season that you're like, man, really need to get out there so we can go push for banner 19? Like, I don't think so.
I think the biggest thing people need to remember is there's a huge difference between walking and even running and playing NBA level basketball. Like, in terms of the strain it puts on a person's body, right? Like, these are the best athletes on the planet for a reason. Like, Jayson Tatum is doing more than just running, jumping, walking. He's sprinting towards the basket and launching off of both of his feet and both of his ankles and Achilles and the exact muscles that he needs to repair. He's trying to dunk. He's trying to set screens. He's getting hit. He's getting fouled. He's falling in awkward ways. Like, there's just a lot that needs to happen before he goes from walking and even running. Like, Jayson Tatum could go out and run 5 miles tomorrow, and it doesn't mean he'd be ready to play NBA basketball where he's running up and down the court, banging bodies with athletes for 48 minutes, right? Some more stuff on from Steve Bulpett, I should say, from the scout. Those of us in the scout section were really watching Jayson Tatum closely. We're all here trying to evaluate the guys we'll be drafting in a year or two. Some of the scouts haven't seen the high school guys, so you really got to lock into who's on playing well. Guys are watching shot arcs and that kinds of stuff. This third iteration of the camp this year and last year, he's run it with Chris Paul year before, et cetera, et cetera. He had his camp in St. Louis, Cooper Flag, VJ Edgecombe. He had most of the top picks from this year's draft. Teams really have to pay attention, basically saying, like, for as much as they were trying to, look at Tatum, they were really there to evaluate the draft prospects that they're going to have to draft in a couple years. But the point is, like, I don't know how much this actually changes about the timeline of Tatum recovery. I think it probably just means more of he's on pace for what people should be happy with. Like he is progressing all right. Not wearing a boot when he's walking, that's probably a good sign. But I don't think this means he's going to magically come back any sooner than what the Celtics have already planned for.
Yeah, I mean, we've been training for 26 years to be in the NBA. We still haven't gotten there yet in our rehab. So just think about how much physical ability Jayson Tatum needs to have with all of his different parts of his body to be able to compete. Like, good point by you. Can't just go play in the NBA because everybody else is well equipped to do so. It's gonna be a long time, man. Like, I would not get your hopes up. This is good news. Like, I think like you can still have good news. You just need to like digest it correctly. Where, okay, he's recovering well. Doesn't mean he's gonna play tomorrow, but maybe it means that when he does come back, he's going to be able to be at full strength. Like, let's look at the photos of Jayson Tatum. Doesn't mean you have to pull them up. I'll talk about them. The photos of Jayson Tatum, it is so clear that his right leg is significantly smaller than his left leg in terms of muscle mass. He hasn't been able to work it out. You could see like just it looks like completely different people on both sides. It's a jarring difference. He's got work to do. That's part of the rehab. Once he's able to physically be cleared to do all those things, he has to rebuild the muscle. He has to rebuild his ability to jump off that right foot. There's a lot that goes into this, sadly. It's not just, oh, did the injury heal? Yes, okay, go ahead and get back out there. It's, okay, now we need to prepare you to be out on the court with the world's best, which essentially is what Jack was saying.
Yeah, I don't think fans should get their hopes up. If anything, I think they should just be thrilled with where he's at. I think that should be the general consensus. Should be we'll be happy with the way things are going, but not get too excited that Tatum's going to be on the court. That said, it is a good thing. It's a good thing that he's walking without a boot. It's a good thing that scouts seem to be impressed with the way he's moving, because if there's people who understand it in terms of recovery timeline, it is people who have been around it. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles or ruptured his Achilles a month after Jayson Tatum, but he's still in a boot. He's still carrying around or walking around in this wheeler thing where he's not putting any pressure on it. And I think that type of recovery definitely is the quicker timeline. Like, I think there is more time spent on physical therapy and, getting back into game shape than there is on like the literal actual recovery of the thing. And I don't know. We'll see. Let us know what you think of Jayson Tatum and his recovery. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all the same, take it out. You're muted, or at least I can't hear you.
Yep. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you're feeling about the Tatum injury. We are here every single day. New pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. We have other videos on the channel in between during the summer to keep you up to date with all things Celtics, like this one. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there, so if you want those followed, they'll go right into your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We would appreciate that very, very much. You can find us via the email, hbtcpod@gmail.com. This is your time to shine. You got Rex, Rat List, different Celtics topics. Send it all in. This is August. We're in purgatory. Help us get through it. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Facebook's just the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's Jack's One NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.